Welcome to Social Aloe Ministries, where we are committed to glorifying God while exposing the devil. When it comes to relationships, you have to be very careful about meddling. And the primary focus of this is before a relationship starts or at the beginning. Because the thing is, many people have taken the advice of family, friends, what kind of advisors they are. But rather than creating holy matrimony, they end up creating a hot mess. For an advisor, you want to ensure that that person has God's best interest at heart. Because in doing so, that person is going to have your best interest at heart, in addition to your actual or potential mate's best interest at heart. Because there's some people, again, they've gotten in some bad situations because they took advice from a person who seemingly had his or her best interest at heart. In Genesis 29, what in the world possessed Laban, after making an agreement with Jacob that he would marry Rachel after working for 7 years, to switch things around and give that man Leah instead? The thing is, he may think he was making a good deal by getting a husband for his daughter, and also putting Jacob in a position where he'd have to work an additional 7 years in order to get Rachel. But the thing is, because of Laban's meddling, he put Leah in a position where she ended up being in a marriage with a man who hated her. And she spent much of that marriage trying to get Jacob to love her, but he never did. And it all comes back because Laban meddled in her relationship. If she had been with someone else, we probably would have never heard about Leah, but there would have been a chance that she would have been happy as opposed to being stuck with a man. And it's not like he didn't like her, he actually hated her. And the fact that she deceived him into the marriage didn't help her cause. And didn't matter how many children that she bared him, he hated her. Another example, Judges 14 and 15. Samson had married a Philistine. Her father meddled in their relationship, and he actually gave Samson's wife to another man. And not only another man, but the man who was basically Samson's best man at his at his wedding. And when Samson approached the father about it, the father basically pointed to Samson's wife's younger sister and basically said, isn't she fairer than her sister? But the thing is, Samson wasn't interested in younger sister, despite her looks. So in the previous case where I mentioned Leah and Rachel, the Bible clearly states that Rachel was fair to look at. So she was more attractive. And people may assume that Jacob liked Rachel purely because of her looks. But here we see Samson, who was married to a woman. The father gave her away to another man, and the father was pointing out the younger sister as being better looking. But being better looking doesn't mean a man is going to find a woman more attractive, or vice versa. Samson's father-in-law's decision ended up costing him and Samson's wife their lives. It was costly. And there are other examples. King Saul tried to kill David so many times, to include having him kill 100 Philistines in order to be able to marry his daughter Michal. And after King Saul caused David to run away into exile, he gave David's wife, Michal, to another man, Phaltiel. That created some issues too, because David would later reclaim his wife, and Phaltiel, a man who had no business in Michal's life, ended up getting his heart broken because Saul meddled. And later on, David had a daughter named Tamar, and she had a half-brother, Amnon, David's eldest son. Jonadab gave Amnon some bad advice that ended up costing Amnon his life and ruining Tamar's life. So So be very careful, because whether it's a best friend, trusted family member, if that person isn't looking out for God's best interest, which means looking out for your best interest as well as someone you are with or could be with best interest, that person may end up getting you in a match made in hell as opposed to one made in heaven. And it doesn't matter. A lot of people can give you advice. You can take their advice, but it's up to you if you're going to keep that advice. Because it doesn't matter how much that person is looking out for you. If that person doesn't have God's interest at heart, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you more than it's going to cost that person or those advisors. So strive for holy matrimony as opposed to a hot mess. And definitely have a relationship with the Lord for yourself. And seek Him to see if the people who are trying to advise you are actually giving you godly advice, or if they're looking out for what they want. That's another story for another time. God bless you.